Yo, what's happening, guys? I'm your boy Uncle Pete with another episode of Uncle Pete's podcast. Friends, come close. Come close. I'm about to get into trouble for this video. A lot of trouble. And I'll tell you exactly why we need to do this. You guys remember this video.
One of the most dangerous narratives today is the weaponization of migration.
One of the worst narratives of today is the weaponization of immigrations or migrants. So you telling me all these countries in the world that are fighting immigration, Ireland, USA, UAE, all these countries that are kicking out Nigerians and foreigners, Ireland, are all crazy. But that's not the video that pissed me off. You know, we have a specific president in South Africa that we all say, this one here was fine. He never gave us a headache. Until I saw this video.
I'm a former president of this country.
And I was like, you know what? Maybe people out there are really getting my message.
The children that will be born here in the next 10 years will be not Pedi, they won't be Venda, they won't be Basotho, or Tonga, or Swati, or Zulu.
Simple English. A South African, Jolofina. There's a Nigerian. They have a baby. What culture is that baby? Because children take their fathers. Because I need to Chidima, the China. That's what happened there. You make for people to Okay, so guys, this is a bit weird. It is 1:29, so half past 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Something weird happened. Yo, what's happening, guys? I'm your boy Uncle Pete with another episode of Uncle Pete's podcast. Friends, come close. Come close. I'm about to get into trouble for this video. A lot of trouble. Maybe I might not. But I want to ask you guys for a favor. Please check up on me as much as you possibly can. My plan is to post twice a day, every day. If I miss a day without posting, whether it's on YouTube, TikTok, or anywhere else, please check up on me. Because fuck the ANC. Fuck the ANC. Fuck the ANC. The one thing that I've avoided on this channel is to tell people who to vote for and so forth. Because I want people to go study people's ideologies, politics, check what they stand for, their international, what, and so forth. But I came across a video. At first, I had a direction that I wanted to take the podcast, this show. And then I got a message on my WhatsApp from a Nigerian. And this message touched me. So obviously I'm going to hide their number for personal reasons, but you can see the code +234. And this person says to me, give me a second here. I want to make sure that I start this the right place. Good afternoon. I came across your YouTube channel a couple of days ago and I just saw your most recent video. So I decided to drop something since I felt you probably didn't see my comments. I love the fact that you are exposing the evil Nigerian beliefs. For years, I have always wondered why people would leave their country to go into other people's country to do evil. They don't know better. I really appreciate that my criticism is from whenever you speak about this and you come off, sometimes you say that all Nigerians, all 400, guys, she said 400 million. I'm assuming this is a she. She was quite polite, but let's assume it's a he also. He said 400 million, so we've got a number now. All 400 million are evil. I am a Nigerian. I don't believe in money ritual. I'm not a scammer. I'm not a thief either. I feel your pain. All Nigerians as evil people when we all know that isn't true. it's like saying all Somalians are bad people because you have some of them who don't know better, invade cargo ships, requesting ransom. We can't say that. Guys, first of all, I want to say something about all Nigerians. Guys, I have lost a lot of... Listen, guys, I used to be homeless. The people that got me out of the streets are Nigerians. Good-hearted Nigerians. Not scammers or nothing. Good Nigerians. One of them runs a printing business. He did these hoodies for me. Check this out, guys. This is my custom hoodie I'm wearing. Got a copy on it. He basically used to brand things for me. That's why I don't do my clothing anymore. That's a good Nigerian. What people don't understand, he started getting affected by the nonsense Nigerians are doing. Because when they started invading Nigerians' businesses, he's got invaded too. When the xenophobic attack happened, he lost his brother. So, my channel, and I'm going to repeat this, is here to protect good foreigners and to empower us to speak out. Because our silence is causing the countries in which we are living in to want to get rid of all of us. They don't care. Now they don't care. And I don't know how much more I need to say this. Good foreigners, law-abiding foreigners, these illegal brothers and sisters of ours, since you like to call me your brother, will get all of us sent. Listen, guys, we know our countries. If our countries went that bad, we would not be here. We don't want to go back. We have no hope. Because if we had hope that it's going to get fixed, we were going to be there. I was going to be fighting for Angola in Angola. I talked to Angolans who are there. My parents refused to let me go back. They don't want any of their kids back in Angola. My father is retired in South Africa. What are we saying? But like this, the heading of this video says, we need to stop claiming that illegal immigration is not a problem. This video really pissed me off. And this is the reason why I say I'm going to get into trouble. Because this video will be the first video where I'm going to tell you guys which direction we are going. This is how many followers I have. And I believe that majority are South African, 80-something% are South African. And most of them support most of my ideas and suggestions. I am inviting Operation Dudula to invite me to their offices. I don't know where they are, guys. I don't know how to get hold of them. Anyone that knows, comment below. Because that's the direction we are going. And I'm going to show you exactly why we are going that direction. Because enough is enough. Guys, we can't trust politicians. We can definitely not trust Operation Dudula. We cannot trust much and much. But we can have control. And I'll show you how. And I'll tell you exactly why we need to do this. You guys remember this video.
One of the most dangerous narratives today is the weaponization of migration.
One of the worst narratives of today is the weaponization of immigrations or migrants. So you telling me all these countries in the world that are fighting immigration, Ireland, USA, UAE, all these countries that are kicking out Nigerians and foreigners, Ireland, are all crazy. They are all dizzy. They don't know what they are doing. But that's not the video that pissed me off. You know, we have a specific president in South Africa that we all say, this one here was fine. He never gave us a headache. Until I saw this video.
I'm a former president of this country. And you'll never ever convince me that this economy is in crisis because of foreigners.
He's a former president of this country, and you will never ever convince him that this country is in crisis because of foreigners. Okay, we can translate that statement in two ways. He knows that the government is so freaking corrupt that they are the problem, or Let's listen to him. The second way.
The so-called undocumented people. Let's enforce the laws.
Let's enforce the laws. He's a former president. Who is he telling to enforce the laws? Did he better the borders during his presidency? You see, the problem is these leaders, they are talking to us like as if we don't remember that they led us, like as if we're just sitting there like we don't know who's leading us. We are just going. We are floating.
You can't just come in illegally. So the thing about the registration of people undocumented is correct.
You can't just come in here illegally. So we are imagining people swinging in the boat bridge, what like monkeys. So we are imagining people entering the Limpopo rivers. So who is the PA moving the action? So all this is AI. Guys, you see what now? 1 year, we are near. Yo! My kids are sleeping. My kids. Okay, their bedrooms are quite far from the studio. I'm getting.
But I'm saying it's incorrect to think that economic crisis is caused by people who have come from the rest of the world. And people are very preoccupied with what happens in my country, but does not mean you focus on your country to the exclusion of the continent.
It does not matter that you focus on your country in exclusion of the continent. Oh, so Mr. Former President, you want my children who are hungry, who have no shelter, who are lacking education because people are bribing schools and foreigners are entering schools because the law allows them to go into schools even when they don't have documentation, who are lacking space in schools where classrooms are clustered with 42 students plus. You want me to not care about that and worry about what? People who have their own leaders, their own country, their own currency, their own economy. Okay, so Mr. Former President, allow me to educate you about the problem with illegal immigrations and foreigners just in general. You are not only destroying the economy, you are also destroying the future of South African cultures. Now, I would love to explain it. Oh my goodness, you know the way I've explained this so many times. But people don't understand what I'm trying to say. And then I found a video that was explaining it exactly the way I explain it. And I was like, you know what? Maybe people out there are really getting my message.
The children that will be born here in the next 10 years will be not Pedi, they won't be Venda, they won't be Basotho or Tonga or Swati or Zulu. There'll be something else. We have colonized the country. We have turned it upside down. It is not now. No one can now take us back. No one can now lay claim
of the country.
That's the plan.
Nobody will be able to lay claim to South Africa because it's been colonized. Simple English. A South African, Jolofina, gets a Nigerian. They have a baby. What culture is that baby? Because children take their fathers. Because Angiti Chidima Adechena, that's what happened there. You see the name. So now, this child who's born from a South African and a Nigerian decides to marry a Zimbabwean. What culture is their child? You want me to go deeper? That child decides to marry a Mulungu. Yo, guys, I don't mean to laugh. Take this serious. Culture contamination. They will wipe out guys, there's many ways to wipe out South Africans. Every single girl that has been unalived in South Africa has been by a South African man. Every single child that has been raped has been by a South African man. Are you hearing me? South Africa has the highest crime rates, the highest unemployment, a nation with 65 million, a stable economy than most of the countries in Africa. Really? Guys, this is all a setup. All a setup, a blood distraction. Bring in these foreigners, let them have them babies, destroy this culture. So in the end of the day, they can no longer claim this. Because guys, you tell me if South Africa is xenophobic, if Orania is wrong, or rather yes, Orania is not an issue, or Orania is just a small thing. Guys, listen to me. Listen to me. These people are exposing themselves. What am I talking about?
If you are black, brown, gay, Muslim, or Jewish, you are not welcome here. Because this is a new whites-only community being built in America, and they call themselves Return to the Land. And if you don't hold what they consider traditional values, or have European ancestry, then you are not allowed in. Bro, even the dog is white. Now, the settlement is based in the secluded Ozark Mountains in Arkansas, and the founders call it an international community based on shared ancestry. Oh, and that they are simply preserving their culture. Not only that, but they also claim this is not segregation. This is merely free association, and that they have the right to have control over who their neighbors are. The men are expected to work hard in leveling land and building cabins, while the women look after the kids and cook.
Does that not sound familiar, South Africans? Does not sound like Orania and Clairefontaine? I've made videos about them. Go watch them. Guys, listen. The Mulungus are getting their lands, getting their shit ready. It is only us that they are making us distracted. They are trying to confuse us. So that in the end of the day, remember, how much of the land do they own? So once they start privatizing these lands, and then they've now taken our cultures and is. Now we can't claim any land because you are not Zulu, you are not Xhosa, you are nothing. You were born from mixed breeds. Jolofinas. This video was never about you. But you see the dangers of culture contamination. Guys, it's time to make a choice. It's time to go a specific direction. I will show you guys a very minute thing, something that you guys never even saw coming. But the reason why I see it, because my mind works differently. What you are looking at here is what you call a fight card in combat sports. This fight card is of PFL Africa. If you know PFL, if you watch MMA or combat sport, it's something that happens in America. Francis Ngannou, he was the champion when he left the UFC, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So now they're having an event in South Africa. Guys, look at that fight card and look at the flags on that fight card. And look at the main event. So first of all, you have Nigeria versus Cameroon. Angola versus, guys, I don't know some of the countries' flags. Then it's Congo versus Cameroon. Then it's that country versus Cameroon. Then it's Angola versus Cameroon. Then it's Nigeria versus Congo. Angola versus America. And then there's South Africa. And it's a Mulungu versus whatever country that is. Then Congo, Nigeria. Now, you might not see a problem there, but I'll show you what the problem is. Where is this black South African child who has a dream of combat sport? Because I was a promoter, guys. Go research my name. Go Google me. I was an MMA promoter of EWC and RFC. There is a lot of black talents in South Africa. A lot of it. But they are suppressing black people every corner and every shape. How many of those fighters are amateurs or professionals are earning nothing? Guys, there's one professional circuit in South Africa. I don't know if there's a second one. I've given up on the MMA in this country. The racism and the division, it is crazy. So you telling me these people come to the country and they couldn't find not even one black South African fighter? Now my question now is, all these countries, these foreigners, Are they residing in South Africa or they are coming from their countries flying here? Now my question is, if they are flying into South Africa, are they flying with work permits in order for them to be able to earn in South Africa? And are they paying tax? You see, guys, so much is happening that excludes the black South African. It is crazy. Guys, this channel is not to hate Nigerians. This channel is not to hate foreigners, Zimbabweans, Malawians, Pakistanis. No. This channel is to educate you on the mistakes we did in our countries, where now today we have zero hope. We are now in South Africa, the only nation where you can still dream and have a dream happen. America was like that. Now today they realize, hey, my sleep is happening, and they're kicking people out fast. Because they are trying to preserve their...
10 days ago, someone on the r/Jewish subreddit put out a thread about Return to the Land. Return to the Land is a private association that facilitates white intentional community. We believe that people have the right to freely associate however they choose. For us, our shared European heritage and ancestry is very important, so we have online groups and currently one physical community here in Northeast Arkansas of a few dozen people.
Guys, you have to. My children will never speak my mother tongue because I don't speak it. So my mother tongue is dying in my generation, and it's happening in all of our cultures. Our children don't speak our mother tongues. Here in South Africa, you meet a 2-year-old Zulu, they still speak their mother tongue. Their parents are make sure. Their children's children. South Africa is still carrying their cultures, and that's what they are trying to stop. Because for as long as they cannot stop that, they cannot control South Africa. And they need to control South Africa like they are controlling all of our countries. Because you tell me, if they are not controlling us, what sense does it make for people to... Okay, so guys, this is a bit weird. It is 1:29, so half past 1 a.m., 1:30 a.m. in the morning. Something weird happened. So I was busy editing the video so I can post for you guys to watch right now at 6 a.m. And remember in the beginning of the video, I said I'm worried that, I might get myself into trouble and all this. So that a whole part, this video was literally a 35-minute video. That a whole part just froze. Now, I'm a very spiritual person. And there's something somebody said, and it even hit me. I'm a very spiritual person, and I believe in science. I believe in my ancestors. For those of you who know my story, I used to be a pastor, minister in church, like Jesus and all that buffoonery was my life. And now I believe in humanity. I believe in spirituality. I believe in our ancestors. I believe in being a good person and doing right. Instead of talking about God, be like God. Let your actions speak louder. So I believe what happened with the video was intended to happen so I can read these comments. Because while I was charging, and then, funny thing, and then as I was about to, like when I realized what's happening, I'm like, okay, let me go record. I came back to the studio. I set up. My phone was shutting down in 30 seconds. So I literally had to go and charge my phone. So while the phone is charging, I'm watching content. I'm going through things just to pass time until the phone gets charged. I'm getting a bit tired. I made some coffee. And as I'm going to my phone, I come across this comment. And I think this was supposed to change the direction in which I initially intended to take this video, which is the direction in which I started with this video. South Africans don't understand how intuitive they are, don't understand their spiritual power. They have the day that we understand how powerful we are. Is the day that African leaders will be served and everybody will be proud of ever they are from. Someone will understand what I'm saying. Well, most take it personal, especially non-South Africans, but it's okay. Guys, this message here is the one. So, if you look at Nigeria, and the way they're handling their spirituality. How many churches do they have, guys? Congolese, Angola. Go to Angola, how many churches we have? And if you come to South Africa, 90%, if not more than 90% of the churches are foreigners. And if you go to the Christian South African churches, they still practice culture. So South Africa is the only true African country that still dwells in its culture without calling it witchcraft, taboo, or evil. South Africans still wear their robes every time they get sick. Instead of going to Western medication, they go to their villages, get their robe. We fear that thing. Yo, I see a girl wearing that, we call it spiritual bondage. Hey, boy, we get scared. But the reality is that is Africanism. What was supposed to protect us is spirituality. Our problem is we do not like to follow the law of African spirituality, but because the law of Christian spirituality says that all you gotta do is ask for forgiveness and God will forgive you because Jesus Christ died for all of your sins. I don't want to sound like a bad kisser. I don't want to sound like a what not. South Africa is the promised land, and believe it or not, if South Africa somehow, some way can unite with Nigeria or Nigerians, there's nothing the world can do to Africa. Eh? And this is the reason why I think Nigerians and South Africans can never unite. Because once Nigerians and South Africa unite, it's done for the world. Nigerians are 400 million. 400 million. South Africa 65 with foreigners. But Zimbabwe is very close and very quick to enter. So is Mozambique. So is Malawi. Lesotho. Are you hearing what I'm saying? They can't allow South Africa and Nigeria to unite. Guys, I've been doing my channel and my videos for a while now, exposing Nigerians and who they are as people, exposing what's happening in their country, calling them out. I think this is the mission. The mission is to divide South Africa and Nigerians, because these two nations together, it's a very big problem for the world. A big problem for the world. Initially, I had played Operation Dudula's video during the episode, and the Julius Malema video to close up, and then I played, like, this is the video I played.
Own medical insurance when it comes to the schools. We're going to launch a campaign end of December, the first week of January 2026. We're going to be stationed at school, and no foreign child will be attending school in the coming semester. They can rather take them to private, you don't have the.
And I agreed with what she was saying. In the beginning of this video, I talk about how I want to meet up with Operation Dudula and all this, because I believe in what they are doing and everything else. And now I'm beginning to realize that my mission is not to separate Nigeria and South Africa. It's not to warn the world about Nigerians. It's rather to warn Nigerians against themselves. That they need to change. Because Africa needs them. More than they actually, they know it, but the problem is they're too egotistic with it. I don't know what's happening tonight and how this whole episode switched up, but guys, I have always been truthful to myself. I've always been truthful to my content. I swear to you, everything I'm telling you guys is truthful. I was literally editing. I've got it here. I'm gonna show you guys. I edit with Petal Clip. I don't know if I'm gonna try and do an edit so you guys can see. But let me show you guys if it's gonna work. It's crazy how it happened. Okay, so I deleted the piece that froze. So basically, okay, so you guys can see. Africa, and they need to control South Africa like they are controlling all of our countries. Because you tell me, if they're not controlling us, what sense does it make for people to So right now I'm frozen. The video that I'm about to talk about is still playing. I was about to mock Moses Ali rally seeking for re-election. I was about to mock Western African countries that they are voting for old people. How is their spirit allowing them to vote for such an old person? That's because their spirits have been dominated. So all these things about money, rituals and everything and all this, they're trying to taint the spirituality of the West African individuals. It's frozen, guys. I can play this until the end. The whole thing is frozen. I do not move anymore. I'm no longer moving. The whole video is frozen. And that is 20. So basically it freezes from, a second. Where does it freeze from? It freezes from 20 minutes. So basically 4 minutes of the video just vanished. South Africa, I don't know if Nigeria is ready to change, but they are good Nigerians, and I don't think the good Nigerians are the ones that are in South Africa or all over the world. The proof is in the pudding. So, although I was ready to say do not support, like I'm changing my mind about Operation Dudula, we need to go another direction. I'm a father to my children, and I love my children. I gentle parent my children. Those that watch my TikTok content know I gentle parent my kids. Today I had to spank my son because he hit the sister with a hammer. He's been having this thing when he gets angry, he becomes very physical. We've talked to him and we're trying to help him with the mother. We're really trying our best. Today, I lost it. And I realized that South Africa's gentle parents foreigners for a very long time. And that's the reason why we took advantage of them. We came to their countries, we started disrespecting them, We called them xenophobes and all this. I was ready to say South Africa, gentle parents, foreigners, do this and do this. Let's try to find this unity. I think in order for us to prove South Africans that we have changed, that we are better, we need to do it by leaving, not by becoming better in their country, by leaving and going back to our countries and fighting our governments and bettering our own nations. For as long as we keep striking and utilizing their resources and having our businesses and everything in their countries while they struggle, our apology is meaningless. Our change is meaningless. I'm your boy Uncle P, and I hope that this video trends more than any other video that I've ever made, so that foreigners, illegal foreigners, see this and they're like, you know what? Yeah, man, let's just change. Let's just do it, man. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.